What's up, guys? It's your boy Barca Boy 103. Today we're gonna be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past few days. We do have some big topics to discuss, but I'll tell you right now for free, this video, most of it is gonna be a goddamn injury update with the amount of injuries that we have, both positive news and a very significant negative news. Talk about some transfer links as well. Those who are in the market for a striker, Victor Osimhen and Julian Alvarez being linked with Barcelona. A Ter Stegen exit in January is on the cards. We'll talk about that. We have updates on both our first and second kits for next season, and a very positive update on our return to the Spotify Camp Nou. Before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below, and let's try and get to 200 likes on this video. It would be very much appreciated. And also, if you are new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Now, before we get into this video is sponsored by Number One Foot. Number One Foot is by far the best replica jersey website on the market, and it's not even close. They have a variety of different items at the absolute best prices. They sent me two kits recently. First one is the retro Barcelona kit, the home kit, which I'm currently wearing right now, and also as well the second kit for that season in the blue edition. Oh my god, like, the stitching is fantastic, the quality is, superb. Feels like I have the actual, original kit for a fraction of the price. And if you use the discount code BOY at checkout, you do get 10% off your order. That's BOY. Use it at checkout, and all orders above $80 as well will receive free shipping. So what are you waiting for? Hit the top link in the description down below and get your new football kits today. Let's start off with the transfer news over the past few days. Of course, I mentioned the two strikers in the intro. We do have updates in regards to their progression. Firstly, on Julian Alvarez, Sport came out saying that Julian Alvarez has begun questioning the Atletico Madrid project. He thinks that he cannot win titles with the club. It would be better to leave in search for trophies. The big defeat against Arsenal has compounded this feeling, and Barcelona are continuing to monitor the situation. I think we're at a point now where he's going to cost too much. For his price, I'd rather go for his former City compatriot in Erling Haaland. Again, if we can get him for maybe a package of under 105, 110 million, I'd be down. Again, do not forget, Atletico Madrid are very stingy. They want the best value, and also they spent a lot of money on him. And on top of that, he is performing for them. He has a long-term contract, and they're going to hold out quite strongly. A cheaper alternative, you could say, is Victor Osimhen. This is the first time he's been linked with Barcelona, and Gabriel Sanz of Deportivo came out confirming a report from Turkey saying that Barcelona have added Victor Osimhen to their striker list for next summer. I'm just gonna check the age of Osimhen. I think he's like maybe 29, something like that. He's only 27. Wow, is he the same age as me? I forget my age. How he is. I'm 9 days older than Victor Osimhen. Oh my god, I must be an uncle. Rack me. But yeah, hell of a striker. I think I would definitely take him for 40-50 million ish over Julian Alvarez for double the price. Good age, a good striker as well that can definitely grow in that position. Has experience in top flight, of course, did really well in Serie A. Has Champions League experience under his belt. Is a gunman. He's a great finisher. His football recently hasn't been the best. Playing Turkish league for 2 seasons is gonna maybe hinder that a little bit per se. But I would take him. Especially if he's gonna be around that price. I'm thinking if he's gonna cost more than 70, I wouldn't go near it. But this for me is a very much a decent little option, one of the better options I've seen us being linked to. It looks like, again, Barcelona really searching for a striker because of the fact that Lewandowski is going to be probably leaving the club. And again, we'll talk about that in the future, because his future will be decided near the end of the season. So let me know in the comments down below your thoughts. Would you rather go for Julian Alvarez for around 100, 110 million? Are you more on the train of Victor Osimhen, maybe under 70? Leave me your thoughts down below. But again, Barcelona are slowly but surely beginning to monitor and track certain strikers in the market, and they do look to add in that position this summer. Now, another forward in which Barcelona could end up buying this summer is, of course, the current loanee Marcus Rashford. Again, I do believe Barcelona have around a 30 million euro buy option on Rashford. According to Fabrizio Romano, he's come out saying the feeling internally at Barcelona is that if Marcus Rashford continues like this, he will have a very good chance to continue at the club beyond the season. His salary won't be a problem. It will be a point of discussion later on, of course, because he ain't staying on 250k per week. Rashford's reputation at Barcelona is excellent. He's very popular in the dressing room after the Olympiacos game. Scoring twice himself. He handed the ball to Fermin Lopez after the goal, a gesture, blah blah blah. Again, wouldn't rush us this too much. If you look at this time 2 years ago, we were saying the same thing about João Felix. Wasn't doing as well João Felix as Rashford is doing right now, but again, let's see how things go. Of course, if there's a decision that we have to make tomorrow, it's probably most likely to buy him because he is performing at a very very good level. Again, he's got a goal and assist in like every game in the past like 6 or 7 games now in a row. He's performing well. He's growing into this role, but when crunch time happens, that is the most important thing. So we'll wait and see how things do turn out in regards to Rashford. Again, right now looking in the positive direction, but again, Taylor end of the season is where the serious decision making will be coming. Let's now discuss the players that have been rumored to be leaving Barcelona over the past few days. The main one up right now is your boy, the captain of the club on a permanent first team basis, Marc-André Ter Stegen. He is nearing his return. He is now starting to train on the grass. He's about a month or so away. Plenty Goal of Sky Germany has come out saying a transfer for Marc-André Ter Stegen in the winter transfer window is possible and no longer ruled out. A loan move is also an option with inquiries already being made. Apparently, Chelsea are knocking on the door of Ter Stegen. Look, any decent club comes in for him, he's going to say yes, especially the ones that maybe guarantee him first team minutes. It looks like now he is using his brain a little bit and having one eye on the World Cup this summer. And again, he's not getting into this team. We thought that, I mean, if Shedzi still continues his stinkers here and there, I don't think the one great El Clasico performance will, you know, shout out the judgment. And again, it depends on really Joan Garcia's fitness levels as well. If he gets injured again after this injury, the club may think, let's keep Ter Stegen or whatever it may be. But I think this would be a great move. This also will maybe open the door as well for someone buying him in the summer if he does well at the current club. FFP in terms of the January transfer window as well, that we could maybe use to bring in a reinforcement if something comes about. So this leaves a nice juicy option on the table and leaves all avenues open in terms of Barcelona's salary space. I think it's a good move for Ter Stegen. We saw it coming after the surgery was confirmed in the summer as well, which he tried to lie about and stuff like that. We do not forget. So keep your eyes on this one. Again, once Ter Stegen gets a green light, once we hit January, I'll probably say after the Spanish Super Cup, he probably want to lift that trophy, blah blah blah. He might even play in that tournament as a second choice goalkeeper. I personally would just play Joan García the whole way through because I think we're shit and I think we're not going to win a trophy this season. So he probably wants to stay there for the Super Cup, maybe lift one more trophy as the captain and then end up dipping. So we'll see. But I am very encouraged about a potential Ter Stegen exit in January. Now, one player that's in the opposite situation as Ter Stegen, whereas there's interest for him and he does not want to leave, is Dro Fernandez. There are reports coming out saying that West Ham are looking at 17-year-old Barcelona midfielder Dro Fernandez and are hopeful of striking a bargain deal before the teenage price soars beyond reach. I think Barcelona have too much faith in Dro. We still have to renew his contract. Keep that in mind. Had a good cameo against Olympiacos last week. He is a nice, good, tidy player. And with the injury of a certain player, we might see Dro even more. This could be his chance to make a mark on this team. I would definitely rule out any type of exit for him this season, maybe in the summer if things don't go his way. But keep your eyes on interest for Dro. It is there and he could be tempted out if his role at Barcelona is not suitable to his expectation. Let's now discuss some of the injury updates around the first team at Barcelona. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to put this on the record yet again for the millionth time. This season for me is an absolute write-off. The amount of injuries we're getting at a consistent rate is all stated to the fact that this team is overburdened from last season. I've seen this script about 1,000 times, and this is just more evident of it. These players are going to keep getting injured. I have absolutely no doubt about it. I hope to God I'm wrong, but the signs are not looking too good. We have some positive updates to start off with. First on Dani Olmo, he's back training on the pitch. Should be back maybe this weekend against Elche, if not for the midweek encounter against Club Bruges. Positive signs there. He's been training on the pitch alongside Robert Lewandowski as well. Both players have resumed first team training session as of late. He's in very strong contention to be in at least the squad list for the Elche match. So again, some positivity there. So you can expect Olmo and Lewandowski to return quite soon. Also, more positive news is on Joan García, his progress as well. He won't make the Elche match. Most likely, again, they are aiming for him to be back after the November international break, but he is now training back on grass. He's looking sharp. He could come back early if we do push him, but of course, following the failure push, you could say, of Raphinha, the club are going to stay on a firm line. He's not expected back before the November international break, although he could well and truly be back before the November international break. The plans to, integrate him 100%, hopefully have him for that, Athletic Club and Chelsea back-to-back games after the break. So again, Joan García, things are going well, no relapses, he's well on track, could come back early, probably end up, maybe he can be in the match before the international break, but expectations for him to be the starting goalkeeper after the international break. On Rafa, Barcelona assumed that Raphinha's return to training has been rushed, and he's expected to be out for about 3 more weeks. Again, he's set to return also after the international break. So you have Joan García and Rafa after the international break. They, of course, both will miss the international break. So we'll wait and see how that turns out. But again, do not expect anything from Rafa in the next few weeks in the games to come. Next injury update is on Andreas Christensen. Sky is blue, grass is green. He's fucking injured again. He's a doubt for the Elche match. There's just it's a light injury, a 1 to 3 weeker. We don't know the exact context. We might get more updates on Saturday before the press conference before the match against Elche, but again, he has a minor injury, nothing too serious, but he most likely will not be playing in the match this weekend against Elche. Maybe some skeptical news around Lamine Yamal. Again, there's no injury for him, but he's still having that pubic pain, so Barcelona to be doing some internal research, bringing in an absolute specialist to see if there are things that they can do to speed up his progress. He does look like he is playing with an injury. That feel like there is a restriction around him, but Barcelona are looking into it. Again, he's not injured per se, but he is struggling with a little bit of something. So just to recap there, Olmo, Lua back on the pitch. They should be back in the next week, which is good. Joan García and Rafa probably after the international break. I think Christensen can definitely be back before the international break. Yamal, they're looking at him internally. And of course, I mean, it's just Pedri's injured. Pedri suffered a rupture in his bimaris filaments in his left thigh. This came from the El Clasico. There's not, injury in training or anything like that. He suffered in the El Clasico match. And you can see it. This guy was absolutely running on empty tank, especially post 60th minute. You can see that, of course, got the red card in the end. We thought he'd get like a nice little 10-day break. But it's going to be a bit more. He's going to be out for the next month. We'll probably won't see him until December. He's probably eyeing a return for December the 2nd, midweek against Atletico Madrid. And in the game before that, who did we play after Chelsea? I forget. But he's probably aiming for that December 2nd game against Atletico Madrid. Again, he's not going to be there for the Atletico Madrid game. Actually, no, he says they're going to be out for Atletico Madrid as well. So he's cooked. He's not. We probably won't see Pedri back until after Christmas, in the sense that, at a full high level. So basically, Pedri's out for the rest of the year. Let's just put it that way. He's missing Atletico Madrid. He's missing Athletic Club. He's going to miss the Chelsea game. So what's even the point? I just keep him in bed until the new year. Rock back in then. Maybe he'll play in the friendly match, which again we'll talk about at the end of the video. But this is a blow. And this is why I mentioned about Dro. Maybe Dro can play that position that Pedri does void, because the creativity in this team now is there. We're going to rely on Frankie de Jong, probably playing the 8. No Gavi as well that can play that role. So the next best thing is probably Frankie. Of course, Casado can't get near there. He might try maybe Olmo, maybe a Dro. I don't know. But the captain, the composure, the vision, the creativity in that midfield is gone. It is gone. And it is a big sting. So Pedri out until middle of December. Probably I'll just, in my head, I have him out for the rest of the year. So I'd maybe encourage you guys to do the same as well. And this is what I mean, man. This season is fucked. Let's be honest. We've seen this script so many times. Once that first injury comes in, everybody gets injured. I think all these injuries stem from the high intensity, high level football we played last season. Of course, they had Nation Leagues in the summer as well. But it's just, there's too many games, and it's now catching up to us. Last season we had little to no injuries. Of course, Inigo was out here and there and stuff like that, but nothing to this magnitude. When we talked about Olmo, Lewandowski, Joan García, Rafa, Christensen, Pedri, Yamal, 7 7 players that are out right now. Of course, Araujo was out for a bit. Who else was out for a bit that came back? Conde had some discomfort recently. Fermin was out, who's back now. Ferran was out, who's back now. Like, the whole fucking team's been injured at some point this season. So, yeah, I think this season's fucked. But Pedri out until middle of December. That is the big blow now. But hopefully all these players I mentioned, Yamal, Christensen, Rafa, Joan García, Dani Olmo, are going to be back post international break. So post November international break, we should have everybody but Pedri. Of course, no Pedri, no Gavi, no Ter Stegen. Those ones are long-term injuries. We know that, but those are gonna be the 3 players that's gonna be out post international break. But let's see if we even survive the international break. So those are your updates on injuries. There are some positive news, but more importantly, the bad news in Pedri being out basically for the rest of the year. Let's now discuss some of the news surrounding Barcelona over the past few days. Following a big defeat, whether it be in the Clasico or Champions League, couple of exit, you always get news and reports about post-internal reflections, and we got that there in this game. Fernando Polo from Deportivo came out saying that Barcelona cold analysis of the recent Clasico show that there was a lack of threatening movements in the final third. They need more intensive runs and less static passing, while dynamism was one of the team's defining characteristics last season. Apart from the one chance with Koundé for the control, there was very little offer. They need to offer more mobility applies to both offense and defensive phases, starting with intensity and effective pressure that must involve all the lines from top to bottom. Since Inigo left, Hansi Flick has been searching for a back line that offers the best ball distribution, but he can't come to the expense of solidity. That's why Ronaldo Araujo's role is being reconsidered, especially for matches where physical duels can make the difference. I mean, fucking everyone and their mother said that Araujo sort of started against the Clasico. Look, I just want to take a baby, just strangle it, because I can see the problem. I'm thinking like I might have to fly to Barcelona myself to save this goddamn season, because again, the evidence are so obvious. You can talk about defensive lines and pressures and defining tactic, passing, dynamism, blah blah blah. End of the day, if the manager doesn't do it, who the fuck else is gonna do it? We've been screaming this now for 2 weeks. He's played the same back line for Sevilla, Olympiacos, goes to the Clasico. Unless something changes, we cannot see improvement. Like I've been saying now for 2 weeks, the manager, should I say the system or the players, one of them has to change. You want to put Araujo back on this team, put Eric Garcia to right back, blah blah blah, give this team something, a new spark. Of course, the injured players will help a little bit, but they won't help that much. This season for me is going to be defined on Flick not being extremely stubborn and being adaptable to scenarios, because everyone knows what the problems are. We are now at a point where we need to see solutions at this point. So we'll see how things do turn out, but again, it really comes down to Flick making that decision that we desperately need to bring a spark and energy back in this team, or else it's going to be the same old. Now, in some more interesting and positive news, the kits for next season are slowly but surely starting to be leaked. In regards to the home kit, the idea of the kit is confirmed. What concept the club will choose remains to be seen. You can see on the left hand side there are 4 different patterns in which Barcelona are looking at. Again, some of the option 3 is very similar to last season, but the only difference is that the sleeve are going to be different. The first option looks terrible. Second option I really like. I've never done like a blue and red combo. You can see Raphinha wearing it on the right hand side. The one that Pedri has on, not a big fan of whatsoever. Or they can just very much go with the concept in regards to the 2006-2007 season as well. The club are also thinking about that, but I prefer either option 2 or the option 4. 3 is the exact same as last season, and 1 for me does not look that good. But also the more important and more sexy one is the second kit. My God, people are saying that, oh, we look like we're basically Lakers 2.0. I don't care. This purple and gold is absolutely fuego, muy madre, muy buenísimo. I mean, this kit, wowzers, absolute wowzers. Love this kit, much better than this season's second kit without a shadow of a doubt. You have the kind of fade between the purple and black, gold trims on the badge, the Kobe Bryant logo, and on the Spotify logo as well. This kit concept is basically confirmed. This is how the second kit will look going into next season. First kit though, there are still question marks on what design the club will select. So of course, in the comments below, let me know which option of the 4 home kits you like the most, and also your thoughts on the new second kit, again, for next season. Now, we do also have an update on the Spotify Camp Nou, and a very positive update in the fact that the Camp Nou will be hosting an open training session to kind of test the stadium, the infrastructure, the ins and outs, everything like that. Russia did Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Barcelona will host a open door training session on November the 7th at the Spotify Camp Nou. Now that the club has obtained that first occupant license, the session is expected to take place in the afternoon to allow young fans to attend after school and will serve as a full rehearsal before the stadium hosts a football match. Again, Barcelona is working towards returning to the Spotify Camp Nou by late November, targeting the home match against Athletic Club on Saturday, November 22nd. That's a big day for me, so hopefully we can cap that off with a return to the Camp Nou. In the coming days, City Council inspectors are expected to visit the site to certify the work needed for the 1B license, which would allow a capacity of 45,000 people. Once the East Stand, of course, reopens, technically Barcelona could already play the Camp Nou now, but it's announced earlier this month that they won't return until they reach that 45,000 capacity, with the entire East Stand being available, so that way they match the Montjuic. This would bring a capacity close to 50,000 seats for the Estadio Olympic, where Barcelona have just one more match confirmed there, which of course is this Sunday against Elche. Ticket sales for the Athletic match on November 22nd have not been opened yet. So the club's plan is to return to the Camp Nou fully. After the November international break, they want to do a little bit of a trial run by having an open training session for the fans to come in and out, using the washroom facilities, selling merchandising and food and stuff like that. If all goes well, once they get that 1B license, hopefully the next few weeks, we will be returning at the end of November. So it looks like a return at the end of the year is looking quite promising. I was very skeptical. I was thinking maybe, January, February time, at least before the knockout rounds in the Champions League, but now it's looking a bit more encouraging, a bit more positive. We'll wait and see next week how this open training session will go. Of course, we do play on the 5th against Club Brugge, I believe, on Wednesday. I believe the 7th is the Friday. So again, there's going to be some room there and some maneuvering, but again, very, 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 very exciting news, and hopefully we can turn the Camp Nou on November 22nd. But again, work is being made, the progress is being shown with our eyes, and now it's time to see the execution. Now, the final topic that I want to discuss for the end of this video is in regards to Barcelona being offered to play an end-of-year friendly match. Now, again, we're supposed to play in Miami at the end of this year in a La Liga match, where Barcelona were set to receive around 5 to 6 million euros for playing this game, and Barcelona are going to use that money to offset the losses that we had when we used the Johan Cruyff Stadium for the first 2 or 3 La Liga games. So now, with the Miami match being canceled, Barcelona need to find a way to make up for that losses in order to balance the budget, and this opportunity presented itself on a plate. Fernando Polo of Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Barcelona have received a lucrative offer of around 7 to 8 million euros to play a friendly match in Peru, and Joan Laporta informed this yesterday to the team captains and Hansi Flick. The club intends to accept it. Dates are being considered based on what the Spanish Footballers Association states about the Christmas holiday, but Barcelona are in contact with them. So this offer on the table is going to be accepted pending, of course, a date can be found. So again, we play on December 21st against Villarreal, another game on my birthday, so that's 21st. You have maybe a 2-day window before the Christmas break really kicks in. Again, the footballers are allowed and supposed to be getting a certain amount of time off for the Christmas break. So again, if it all works out, it will happen. Flick probably still has the option to say no if the players are burned out, whatever the case may be. Do not forget, we're supposed to have a friendly a few weeks ago in my home country, in my blood country of Libya, before Flick ended up canceling it due to players, fitness, having focus. In the end, we've been fucking shit and we end up losing El Clasico, so what was the point? But this can still be stopped. But right now the club are saying, look, we're going to take this offer. So we're going to analyze how we can, get the best deal out of it, of course, traveling, accommodation, and most importantly, dates. So keep your eyes on that. We could maybe have one extra game to end off the year, but we are expecting to receive around 7 to 8 million. So from the 5 or 6 we could have gotten for the Miami match, we've now increased that by 2 million. Easier game as well, less pressure. Players only have to probably go there and play half an hour or 45 minutes at the absolute most. Probably gonna have 2 teams each half, stuff like that. So we'll see how things do turn out. But again, the premise of it is that the club have accepted it, and now they're working around to try and figure out if it is actually plausible or not. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past few days. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, of course, make sure you drop a like down below, and of course in the comments down below as well, let me know your thoughts on everything we did discuss. The main thing I want to firstly, of course, is your thoughts on the two strikers being linked with Barcelona and Victor Osimhen and Julian Alvarez? Your thoughts on them being options for Barcelona? Ter Stegen exit in January, think it'll be likely or not? And what do you think Barcelona will use that FFP space for? Nothing, or maybe to bring in a January reinforcement. Your thoughts on the Camp Nou return? Are you optimistic we'll be back by the end of next month on those two kits as well? And finally, of course, on these goddamn freaking injuries. You think we're injury prone? You think the season's gonna be cooked? Are you positive about the injuries coming back and hoping we don't have any more injuries? Leave me all your thoughts down in the comments below, and don't forget as well to smash the subscription button if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Take care and Forza Barca.